Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so we just had the news update over on the JP side for the Lord Slug celebration. It's interesting. I know people are wondering if and when this is actually going to change. I don't know if it has been announced that it is going to, because I've seen some people like acting like it is going to. Obviously, the reset time for JP and Global is different. Assumingly because of the time difference in Japan, right? I think Japan are 9 hours ahead, I think, currently of the UK, which means it's now midnight there, which means it's now obviously technically the 31st. So this information appears in the news, but for Global, it doesn't appear for us for like another 9 hours, essentially. So we get to see, even with like a same time celebration like this one, the news is out now on JP, but not for Global, which is interesting. Obviously, now that the games are synced, all of this stuff should be the same anyway. Obviously, there is, of course, the fact that Global still missing Jiren and the stuff from that celebration. So I've been waiting to see this news to see if there would be any indication of differences between Global and JP. And we'll talk about that in a minute here with a tweet from Rick, a guy that does a lot of the data mining and stuff. But yeah, we can take a look at the Goku celebration. Very little information is available. So we've got, obviously, this is cool art for the Kaioken Goku. I think is it just an upscaled version of the art from the STR free-to-play one? I don't know, but it looks pretty cool. So yeah, we've got all the kind of stuff we would typically expect, login bonus and missions. Then of course there is the Dokkan Festival banner. When it's in the news like this and it just shows us like the tiny little header, we only ever see like the main unit and the side banner unit. It's not until you get the full banner art where you can see like the couple of other featured units. So we still have no idea what the lineup for the banner is going to be. And then of course we have the Dokkan Awakening support campaign. This seems like the thing that they're just going to do going forward for all of these Dokkan Fests, which is a really good idea. It's an interesting alternative to something that we had been asking for years, right? We're having an option to be able to get more medals per run, maybe with like a harder difficulty or something like that. So I like the fact that they've added this in, and it seems to be a staple now for all the Dokkan events that are coming out. So you can complete the missions, get a bunch of extra medals done, and then you don't need to do as many runs in order to awaken your character, especially when you pull the new unit and the banner unit as well. And then you need like, was it 112 medals or something? So definitely good to see that this is going to be a permanent thing. Then, of course, we have the Lord Slug Dokkan event, as we would expect, to awaken him and the banner unit. Then we have the sales. Obviously, sales go live when the banner comes out and run until the 10th of November. Now, it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen after that, because this is what I was going to talk about in relation to Global, which we'll go over here in a moment. Then we have the Link Skill Orbs thing. Step Up Dragon Style, because it's the start of the month, right? Actually, yeah, because I said the 31st, didn't I? But this is going to be starting, obviously, on the 1st, which is the beginning of every month. You get the refreshed thing to be able to buy the keys and the Link Level Orbs. Then a Kai banner. Then a new stage of Super Battle Road. Although I don't think it doesn't say which one, unless we can open this one up. Battlefield Reset. We already know about that from the data download for both Global and JP. The Lord Slug story event being revamped into an actual DB story. So this is good. These events get reset. You get to refarm the stones. I'm pretty sure you get the medals to awaken the Int Gohan and Icarus from this event as well. I wonder if the banner actually does have the option to click on it as well. So let's see. So Super Battle Road. Okay, it literally just takes you to the event, so that's not important. And then this just takes us to the banners page. So it's definitely not that banner. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately that's it. No other information. So no indication at like who's going to Easy A. Sometimes we get those things where, you know, you get like a category support banner, and because of the featured units, they've kind of given a clue as who's going to Easy A, but nothing like that on this banner, unfortunately. So the interesting thing to think about going forwards, because bear in mind this all launches tomorrow, which means it's up for, the sales are up for about 12 days. And if we go ahead and take a look over at this tweet that I mentioned earlier on, Since we don't know about JP until the celebration info drops, which obviously is what we're waiting for global, it looks like Lord Slug's sales only go until November the 10th. So now we know that that is the case for JP as well, because the speculation, as you can see the comment there from Air Dokkan, is that would be a reason for us to suspect something different was going to happen on global, very much with the part 2 LRs with Gohan and Piccolo exchange. The part 2 sales for them ended a week early on global, and then they dropped Roshi, and then obviously leading up to then the release of Lord Slug. So if the sales had ended earlier on global, then that would be a good indication that we were potentially going to get Jiren early. I say early, but because obviously he's late for global technically, but fitted in between in that gap. So the interesting thing now is that if the sales on both versions go up until November the 10th, then something else you would assume is going to go live when those run out. Now, usually this celebration doesn't have a part 2 LR. In fact, if I get the timeline for JP up here, and then we take a look on the wiki, you can see if we go back to the previous years, November 2023, the Dokkan Fest always comes out at the end. Well, it's the end of October, right? So the Dokkan Fest came out on the 31st of October, which it's going to again this year. Then we had some content with like burst mode, Easy A, and then it was really, really dry. Like there was basically nothing here. We had the Easy A for the Vegeta and Nappa a week after the Dokkan Fest came out, and then a week after that we had the Prime Battle Easy A for STR Gohan. That was it for like 2 weeks, apart from Petan Battle and a support memory boost stage. And then Heroes dropped on the 22nd of November. So at no point during this period, from like basically when the Dokkan Fest came out at the end of October, all the way up until Heroes came out on the 22nd, would there have been any reason for there to be any more sales or anything. So the fact that the sales end as early as they do does imply that something else is going to come out, or as we don't know the exact placement this year, I have been saying on when we've been talking about Heroes recently on the streams and stuff, there is the possibility that Heroes comes out a little bit earlier this year, because we know that there's tons of stuff for them to still pack in, not just for the usual things we would expect to come out on JP, because we've got a Dokkan Fest at the end of November. If everything was going like the same as last year, Dokkan Fest at the end of November / beginning of December. Here it was when 21 released on the 30th of November. Then in December, there's a Carnival LR banner, because last year it was the Int Super Saiyan Trio. And then there's the New Year Dual Dokkan Fest, which last year was Dragon Fist Goku and Hirudegarn. So all of that stuff is still to be fitted in. And then remember that Global also has to fit in Jiren somewhere in between all of that as well, because they've already said that all of that stuff that was missing from Global is going to be out on Global by the end of the year. So it's very possible that they move up Heroes to the 10th / 11th when these original sales are going to end. And then Heroes runs for a couple of weeks. See here, it started on the 22nd and the Dokkan Fest came out on the 30th. So it wasn't even like a full week of Heroes. Now, that either means everything is getting brought up a little bit, or obviously the wishful thinking part of me, maybe the Heroes celebration is a bit bigger with a bit more content and stuff this year, because maybe it is the last one, who knows. So maybe it's earlier because it's going to run for a little bit longer with a little bit of extra content, maybe, who knows. Either that or they are shuffling everything forwards so that they can fit other stuff in, and obviously fit in like Jiren for Global and things like that. Because we did find out this morning that we are going to be getting a proper reveal for Heroes. It's going to be on Monday, November 4th. Although it says 11 AM, which I believe this is obviously going to be in reference to JP time. So for UK, that means like 2 o'clock in the morning. And if you're in various parts of the US, it's just going to be late afternoon or late evening, depending on where you are on the Sunday. But yeah, Monday the 4th, JP time, we are getting... It's not a stream, it's one of those things where they just release like a premiere video, like the producer layers and stuff like that. But that is coming out on Monday, and it is a specific thing for the Heroes Dokkan collab. Now, once it gets closer, because they do always post these initial tweets, and then closer to the time they'll post another tweet that actually has the link that you can click to go to the video, and then it tells you in your own time zone like how long it's going to be till it premieres. And once that gets posted, people are able to get the data from the back end of YouTube for how long the video is, as well as sometimes I think the tags. So there is a potential for spoilers, so be careful of that if you don't want to see those. I would probably report on them if we do see any leaks or anything, because obviously we're all about the hero stuff over here. So be aware that that is a possibility. But if nothing else, we could see the length of the video. And that will give us a bit of an idea as to what exactly we're going to see. Because if the premiere is like 2 minutes long, then they're probably just going to show off who the characters are, but we're not going to see any of their details. Maybe we'll see like an animation or two for like the headliners. But if the video's like 15 to 20 minutes long, we're potentially going to get all of their kit breakdowns and the animations and everything, which would then be a little bit more likely, as we've talked about here, that maybe Heroes is coming a little bit earlier if they're dropping all the full info this early. Because last year on the 28th they tweeted out images of the characters, but we didn't get their full kits for a while after that, because obviously the Hero Celebration didn't start until the later half of November. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. The Lord Slug Celebration definitely looking very light at the moment, but they do this a lot now where like if there's going to be a big ticket EZA like a Dokkan Fest or an LR, a lot of the time they're not announced in the very early part of the news, and then we see like the Twitter reveal, and then it comes out like a week after the banner or something. So that is something we will have to bear in mind. But as it stands now, not much info about the celebration other than all the things we would expect with the Dokkan event, the sales, the missions, all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, Heroes news going to be coming on Monday. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I will have a video going over the Slug banner and my thoughts on summoning on it a little bit later on. But let me know all your thoughts on the Slug Celebration, Heroes, all that stuff down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.